up, y'all? It's your boy, Jay Calderon, Stand Clear Entertainment, and we're about to get into this week's boxing talk. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel by hitting that red subscribe button. Hit that bell icon so you get all my notifications. Once I drop a new video, hit that like button, hit that share button, make a comment. We're going to do a recap over the past weekend for the fight in the lightweight division when Brooklyn's own Teofimo Lopez entered the ring at Madison Square Garden in his backyard of New York City to fight IBF lightweight champion Richard Commey in a fight that, I got to be honest with you. I'm a Teofimo Lopez fan. I was rooting for this kid. I like this kid a lot, but I had my doubts about Teofimo Lopez. I got to be honest. I thought Richard Commey was a more experienced fighter, a tough guy that has been in there with some good fighters and was a hard-hitting puncher. And I just thought that Richard Commey was going to beat Teofimo Lopez that night. And the whole situation with Teofimo, going through some situations with his family outside of the ring, that was a distraction for him. And also his performance from his last fight when he fought the Asian fighter. And he didn't look that good in that fight. He struggled in that fight. So I had my doubts. But, he showed that he was the real deal the way he took care of Richard Commey by blowing him out in the second round with a beautiful shot that just landed cleanly on the button and dropped Richard Commey to the canvas. He was badly hurt on wobbly legs. And you saw Teofimo wasting no time with him, going right after him and just punishing him against the ropes until the referee stopped the fight. A beautiful victory. This was Lopez coming out party right here, to win the world title in front of his family, his friends, his fans in New York City. The Brooklyn kid prevailed and now he is a world champion. Something that he told me personally, when I did an interview with him, that he wanted to win a title at 135 pounds before he moved out of the division because he said he didn't have much time in the lightweight division. He's growing. He's only 22 years old. He's expected to move up to the 140-pound weight division, but he was able to get a nutritionist to help him keep that weight down so that he made weight very easily and that he was in very good shape coming into this fight. He looked very strong from the beginning of the fight. And I got to tip my hats off to the young champion because he fulfilled his promise of becoming a world champion at 135 pounds. And now he could call himself the IBF lightweight champion of the world. And he puts himself in superstar status with guys like Gervonta Tank Davis, who is moving up to the lightweight division as a two-time world champion and is about to win another world title at lightweight in about a few weeks when he takes on Yorkis Gamboa. He's expected to win that fight and capture his secondary title, the WBA title at 135 pounds. And then you also have young Devin Haney, another undefeated fighter who just became the WBC lightweight champion, defended that title. And now you have the BS politics of the WBC vacating Devin Haney's title because he got injured and he had to have surgery on his shoulder and he was going to be out for a little bit. And the WBC decided to have Javier Fortuna, who was the mandatory for Devin Haney, fight now for the vacant title. And he will be taking on most likely Luke Campbell for that vacant lightweight title of the WBC. And it's just nonsense by that organization because they give special treatment to special type of fighters. But when it comes to different fighters, these guys don't have the same treatment as the other superstar fighters. So, I think it's just unfair of the WBC and their politics of what they do. It's just not right. They put him as champion recession. That's just a bogus BS title that he's able to come back once he's healthy. And if he wants to fight right away for the title, he's next in line to get that title shot for the WBC crown. Right now, Devin Haney, he's growing and he's about to move up to 140 pounds. So we don't know what his decision is going to be once he comes back into the ring. But we're going to find out later down the road. But right now, you have three young fighters in their 20s that are undefeated, that are hard-hitting punchers, that are very good, skillful fighters, and that are young, hungry champions that are the future of boxing right now at 135 pounds. Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, and Gervonta Tank Davis. These guys right now are perfect matchups to fight one another to show who is the best fighter in the world. Right now you have Vasyl Lomachenko, who's in his 30s And this man is the king of the 130-pound weight division. And Teofimo Lopez has him next. That is what Bob Arum has planned all along. And this fight is going to be taking place in April of 2020. It's a very big matchup that's going to be on ESPN. They're going to publicize and promote this 100%. And they're going to make sure that this fight is the biggest fight in the lightweight division right now, because you have a young rising superstar in Teofimo Lopez against, pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world. Many people have him as the #1 guy. I have him as the #3 guy in my pound for pound list. And Vasyl Lomachenko is definitely a promising future Hall of Famer once his career is all said and done. And he has a lot of options in the lightweight division and also at 130 pounds in the junior lightweight division, because there's a lot of guys that Vasyl Lomachenko could fight right now, where he could take on guys like Teofimo Lopez next. He could fight guys like Gervonta Tank Davis, which is a massive super fight. He can fight a guy like Devin Haney, which a lot of people feel that he has ducked Devin Haney because he took the franchise title, another BS bogus title by the WBC. And, you know, he has an opportunity to move down to 130 pounds where he could fight guys like Miguel Pachel, Oscar Valdez, Carl Frampton, also WBO champion Jamel Herring, and guys like Shakur Stevenson, who fights right now at the featherweight limit, but could easily move up to 130 pounds to fight in a big fight against Vasyl Lomachenko at super featherweight. So, you know, there's a lot of great fights for Vasyl Lomachenko. And, you know, these young lions like Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez, you know, I've been calling for this fight for quite some time. I have interviewed Devin Haney a few times, and I have asked him the same question. Are you willing to fight Teofimo Lopez? And I've gotten the sense that he really doesn't like this guy because they're always linking their names together. But eventually these two are going to, you know, meet either at 135 pounds or either at 140 pounds, because these two are very young. They're undefeated. They're on top of the world right now. They're superstars in the making, and they're both world champions. So, you know, whether they stay at the lightweight limit or whether they move up to the junior welterweight division, I see these guys eventually going toe-to-toe, and I can't wait for that fight because that's a great fight between Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. But right now, the fight that we're going to be looking at and that we're guaranteed to get is the next fight between Teofimo Lopez and the lightweight king of the division for a title unification for 3 of the title belts, you know, because it isn't for the undisputed crown. But I guarantee you one thing, the WBC will make an exception and will make Vasyl Lomachenko a special belt just so that he could be called the undisputed champion if he wins that fight against Teofimo Lopez. You know, I have said time and time again that Vasyl Lomachenko, I think, is the best in the lightweight division. And I thought that the only one that would give him real competition at 135 pounds would be Mikey Garcia. And Mikey Garcia is no longer fighting in that weight class. He's fighting in the welterweight class, and he probably won't come down more than 140 pounds. So that was the only guy that I saw being able to give Vasyl Lomachenko the most problem. Even Devin Haney, I believe that he's very talented and he has a great opportunity to put on a fantastic fight. I believe that Vasyl Lomachenko has the goods to beat them all, especially Tank Davis, because I believe he could beat Tank Davis. And Teofimo Lopez, you know, he might not be ready at this moment, but from what I just saw right now against Richard Comey, I got to say to myself, you know, this fight could be a lot closer than what I thought it was. And it could be a very interesting fight, especially with that punching power. If he could use that hand speed and be able to get to Vasyl Lomachenko and catch him the way Jorge Linares was able to catch him, it might be a different story with a guy like Teofimo Lopez, who's a great finisher. So I can't wait for this fight to take place. And no matter if Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis are holding world titles in this division, this fight right here between Teofimo Lopez and Vasyl Lomachenko should be the undisputed championship of the world and crown the best fighter at 135 pounds. But I'd like to thank everyone for tuning into this YouTube channel right here, Jay Calderon Boxing Talk. Please hit that red subscribe button. Hit that bell icon so you get all my notifications. Once I drop a new video, put your email address in, hit that like button, hit that share button, drop a comment, follow me on all social media platforms, on Instagram, on Twitter, and join the Facebook boxing group page, all under the same name. Jay Calderon Boxing Talk. I'm Jay Calderon, Stan Clear Entertainment. Thanks for your support. Keep watching and please subscribe.